Hi, I'm Alan Sugano. I'm the president of ADS Consulting Group, and thanks a lot for listening to this brief topic about our experiences with the Sonicwall Gen 7 appliances. So as you may know, Sonicwall fairly recently released some new, their Generation 7, and the way you can tell a Generation 7 Sonicwall is it has the number 7 in the model number. So any Sonicwall, like for example, a TZ470 or an NSA 4700, anything that has a 7 in it means that it's a Gen 7 appliance, so it's pretty easy to figure that out. One of the great advantages of the Gen 7 appliances is that basically it's about more than double the performance for the equivalent model at maybe 10-20% more cost compared to the previous Gen 6 appliances. So that's really cool. However, there are a few caveats to be aware of now that we've worked with a few of the Gen 7 appliances. Number one is make sure you are on absolutely the latest version of the firmware. And they're releasing firmware because they're just finding bugs and other issues with the Gen 7 stuff pretty often, like maybe once a month or less than once a month. That's probably the biggest thing. The other thing, there's been complaints about this, and Sonicwall is working on it. Although the firewall throughput is significantly faster, the UI, the user interface, is significantly slower. So Sonicwall is aware of this issue, and they're working on it. But if you have any kind of weird behavior with the firewall, or just, hey, I've done this 100 times and it's just not working the way it's supposed to be, check to see if there's an update to the firmware. There's a good chance that will fix the problem. The other issue we ran into is if you have a high availability appliance and you need to swap it out, theoretically what you can do is you can just take the new, the replacement unit, plug it in, maybe it'll disable high availability, re-enable it, and it's supposed to just see the new appliance and sync up and be happy. That's the way it's supposed to work. However, we found that that's not been the case, especially if the replacement unit ships with an pretty early version of the Gen 7 OS. My suggestion is this, and then we found this to work pretty consistently, is whatever replacement unit that is, that's there, check the one that you already have that is still good, check the version of the firmware, and then make sure that you manually install that firmware on the replacement unit before you even try to do HA. It's going to save yourself a lot of headaches. We burn, I don't know, a couple of hours trying to figure this out. So, and also you'll have to register the replacement unit, because you can't update the firmware until you register it, chicken for the egg problem. But make sure whatever version of the firmware that the one that you currently have that's still good, make sure that you take that version of the firmware and install it on the replacement unit, then try to enable HA. And then once you get that working, then maybe you can do your firmware upgrade and get to the latest version if you're not already on the latest version. So I guess learn from my pain. Just make sure that you're on, if you have any issues with the Gen 7 Sonicwalls, get on mysonicwall.com and make sure that you have the latest version of the firmware. It'll save you a lot of headaches. It might save you even a call in to support. So that's our tip of the week. If you like this content, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks a lot for listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll talk to you soon.